Hey everyone, good to see you. I'm Mel the Scientist, and welcome to the episode 8 of Chainsaw Man reaction recap and discussion. Um, I need to apologize because usually it is on Fridays at 4. However, it's been a very stressful, busy work week for me. I was working more days than usual, and Friday I was literally in and out of consciousness due to exhaustion, and I was not in the right physical, mental frame of mind to um, actually do anything, to be honest. And so I moved it to today because I was working on Saturday. I usually do work on Saturdays. However, my Saturdays will be free for a few, I say like about a month probably. Um, but I usually do work on Saturday. That's why I never really do it on Saturday. So I moved it to Sunday. I was trying to see if my friend Carissa could make it. However, she couldn't. I was trying to push back as far as I could. But also, I needed the whole day anyway because, as you can see, I'm in a different part of my room. And that's because I spent all day making my new desk. It's a desk shelf and something on the bottom kind of shelf that kind of holds everything. I got it for my business because it's December, and no matter whether you're a small business or a big business, you're going to be busy. So I needed a workspace to do my jewelry on because I haven't had a space to really like work on my jewelry, and it got kind of annoying to do everything on my bed and stuff. So yeah, I have this desk. I'm really excited to use it, and I will have more stuff on it. I kind of just made it a couple hours ago, so I have some cute lights coming tomorrow, and I'm gonna set everything up, and I'll probably be reacting from this kind of like spot from now on. But we'll see. But if you are here, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for being here, even if it is super late. I really don't even expect anyone to join in this late, but I wanted to get this review done. Even though I've been exhausted all week, I really wanted to at least just say I've done it. I didn't want to skip this episode completely because this episode had a lot going on in it. But first, why don't I get to the MTS bracelet commercial?
Introducing my first ever merch item, the official MTS bracelet. It's designed and handmade by yours truly and is composed of MTS letter charms, black lava stones, and sodalite. Sodalite is a semi-precious stone that promotes alignment of the head and the heart, allowing you to think logically and solve problems with more ease. I also apply a jewelry shield that protects those with sensitive skin from metallic irritation, so you can wear your MTS bracelet with pride. There are two variations, one with rhinestone accents and one incorporating hematite, which is an iron oxide material with its own healing properties. You'll also receive a personally handwritten note by me thanking you for supporting my business. You can find the MTS bracelet on my small jewelry business site, mellow.storybox.com. Thank you so much.
And without further ado, let's get into the recap and discussion so that we can get out of here, or pretty much just me. how So yeah, this episode introduced a lot of characters that we will definitely talk about. Um, but let's start with where we left off last week. And yeah, so they pretty much just redid that whole scene from the beginning, from the end of the last episode when Himeno is also, I'm so glad she mentioned something that I was hoping would be said by someone, but we'll get to it. But they pretty much repeat the entire scene from the last couple minutes of the previous episode, and except from like a different POV, pretty much. So y'all already know my thoughts on this. You can watch last week's, and then the credits started. But then while she is seducing Denji, she finds this lollipop in his pants, and that lollipop is from last night when what's her name? Makima told Denji to go out and get some air because he was just out of it the whole time. He had a puke filled kiss. He just pretty much puked his whole body out, so he's just past exhaustion. This is actually how I was on Friday. Except I wasn't puking or anything. I was just so exhausted. My body didn't want to do anything. It was that kind of week. So she goes to get some nausea medicine, tells him to, get some fresh air. And he is, of course, feeling pretty down because his first kiss had puke in it. And that's just completely traumatizing. And what else is there to be said? I mean, like, no one wants that. So he is asking her, like, whether every kiss he has is going to turn out like that. And, that makes sense because if this is your first experience, you're going to remember all your other experiences like your first one. So that's pretty unfortunate for him. I mean, he'll get over it eventually, but he'll probably still have that in his mind, like, forever. But Makima's like, no, not all of your kisses are going to feel like that. I mean, you're not going to forget this whole experience, but, you'll get past it. You'll be all right. And so she gives him her lollipop that was in her mouth. And if you remember from a couple episodes ago, when he thought it was unfair that Himeno gave Aki the cigarette that was in her mouth because he called it an indirect kiss. So obviously he considers this a kiss. So yeah, that explains why, of course, he kept a hold of it because he is just a head over heels in love with Makima. So, I mean, like Carissa said last week, it definitely wasn't going to happen between these two because he can't think about anybody else. So yeah, all that made sense. But yeah, okay. So I'm so glad that she mentioned that they tossed you in jail for being with a minor. I was just hoping we did not skip over that because I was saying last week, I was like, this is like, I really hope we don't go to like rape territory right now. But yeah, I mean, as we predicted, it probably wasn't going to happen, but I'm just glad that she mentioned that that wasn't a good thing to do. So that made me feel a little bit more at ease. But she is telling Denji, she was like, so you really want to be with Makima? And he's like, yeah, I really do. And she was like, well, what if her personality isn't what you think it is? And he was like, no matter. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, because we know there's obviously a whole past there's obviously a past between those two. I mean, she obviously doesn't really feel her for some reason, and we'll get to it eventually. But she does not kind of like feel her. But she's like, you know what? I'll help you get with Makima if you help me get with Aki. And I totally saw that coming because she obviously likes him. And yeah. So she also invites them to have breakfast so that they can all eat together. And he'll bring Power and Aki, and they can all just, like hang out and eat and stuff like that. So we turn to the train, and Makima and her associate are heading to Kyoto for another meeting with those gentlemen that she was talking with, like, I don't know how many episodes ago. And she's talking about how she feels intimidated being around them, which makes sense. I mean, whether she's a devil or not, which she 100% definitely is, you can still feel intimidated by people like that. So, yep. And unfortunately, we have an interesting turn of events that just kind of happens. And her associate, unfortunately, get shot. I definitely believe the associate is dead. However, I do not believe for 1 second that Makima is dead because, like I said last week, she is 1,000% a devil. I keep wanting to say demon, but they're using devil here, so we're going to say devil. I firmly believe that she is a devil. She'll be all right. She'll definitely come back to life. I really want to see what her devil like Power is. Like I said, I don't think it's a contract that she shares with the devil. I think she like is. I think she's a fiend because Power's eyes are just like hers. But we'll see. I just want to know what it is because I know for a fact that she is something, and she will definitely come back to life. So I'm not really. That didn't really do anything for me, like feelings wise. I was like, I know she'll be all right. But rip to the associate though. So then it goes to a montage of these four eating Himeno, Power, Aki, and Denji. And then it goes to these two that we met a couple episodes. No, yeah, last episode. It goes to these two. And then it goes to these two that we also met last episode. And they're just doing their regular devil hunting work. And these two, like, whatever, talking with this old lady, giving her directions. And then unfortunately it all goes bad in a second when this lady turns around and points a gun at them. We don't see it happen, but we're assuming that these two got shot. Won't really miss them per se, but to the other ones, they also are well, they show people pulling guns out on them and hearing gunshots, but we don't know if anyone's actually dead or not. And we'll see we'll see in a couple days when the new episode comes out. These two won't really miss them if that's what actually happened. No shade. If they came out of it, then cool. They might want to bring something useful to the next episodes if that's the case. And yeah, so they're eating. Oh yeah, Denji hears the gunfire, and he's like, "Well, like, was that a festival or something?" And the whole time, there's this guy that's been sitting next to them eating, and he's talking about how he has bad taste, but you get bad taste from having to eat trash and like raise yourself pretty much since you were younger. So the dude obviously knows about him. And Power gets offended, but I don't remember why. And so he talks about how his granddad was the sweetest guy in the world. And I'm just like, okay, where's he going with this? And he was like, everyone loved him. He was Yakuza, but he was like a necessary evil, and he only ever had to kill like a couple women and children. And I'm just like, what is going on here? And then he was like, you liked him too, right, Denji? And I was like, I think I know who he's talking about. And he pulls out the picture of his grandfather, who is the Yakuza gentleman from episode 1, who makes a contract with the zombie devil in order to solidify Denji's death once and for all. And I got really sour when he said that he was sweet and he only did necessary he only did what was necessary and stuff. And then he was talking about how he would spoil his grandson with all that money that he made. I'm just like, so this whole time you're sitting there enjoying, reaping the benefits of his grandfather, when those benefits came from a little boy who is trying to survive in these streets by himself. I'm not really counting the dog because it's not a human being. You have this boy out in the streets doing work for you, trying to pay you back. He can't even live like even close to normal because of the money you take from him. And you're sitting there saying like, and you were saying that stuff about, I was like, no, he deserved everything he got, and you can join him as well with that attitude. So that just kind of pissed me off because his grandfather, like as you saw, was just unnecessarily evil, like bullying a little boy on the day of his father's funeral, gonna tell him that you owe us your father's money, so work pretty much forever to pay us back this money. And like I said, when I was talking with Carissa, you didn't even like take him in. You didn't give him a place to stay or a roof over his head, some food to eat, while he was helping pay back your debt. And for that reason alone, you deserve everything you got. So, like, screw him. Whatever. So he shoots Denji in the head, and Power goes over there and punches him really good. And he kind of flies out his chair. And then she tells Aki to call the Fox Devil, and he does. And I'm gonna say she because the voice is feminine sounding. Um, I mean, I don't even think it has a gender to be honest, but I'm gonna say she. So she eats him, and then she's like, "Hold up, Aki! What you just made me put in my mouth right now is not a normal human being, but it's also not a devil." And I was like, "Well, what could it be?" I was like, "Silly me! What is Denji?" um, so he cuts up out of the Fox Devil and is revealed to be, I call him Sword Man, but his name is Katana Man. It's like, duh, my uncultured self. Um, he flings out, looks just like Denji, but with a katana coming out of him. So apparently, this is what these crossbreeds kind of look like when they're neither a human being or a devil. They just kind of have this same similar look with the weapon coming out their heads and having it come out their arms like that. I thought Denji's uh like his devil side. I thought that was kind of like a unique look for him, but apparently it's not that unique because Katana Man looks just like him, literally just like him. So that's unfortunate. So Aki is forced to use the sword, and I was like, no, he's gonna have years taken off of his life. I don't know how many, but he did use it. But I think this sword is also connected to this what was it, the cursed devil? Um and it was like he was stabbing him and saying like now, and then I think, and it was like this these lips in the darkness, and then after him doing that a couple times, then you saw like this image where the cursed devil was kind of like just tearing this katana man apart. And I think this was kind of like the coolest part of the episode for me. So I wanna kind of know more about this cursed devil. Um, but yeah, that was a cool image. This kind of looks like someone's album cover, don't you think? But moving on. So then Aki sees a gun, the gun that he pulled out, and he was like, "It's impossible for anyone who's not, like in public safety or the police to have a gun." And I was just like, "Is it?" And I was like, "That's right. I'm in America. People have guns here, and not everywhere else." So I always keep forgetting that. That's right. So it's totally abnormal for this man to have a gun. He should not have a gun. Um, and yeah, and then we see this little girl. Well, I don't know how old she is, but she comes out of the blue, and she seems to be controlling him. And she was like, "You do you know what happened in this battle?" And he was like, "Yeah, I underestimated him." She's like, "You need to kill him this time, then." And so, in a really fast attack, he um, just kind of puts one on Aki this time, and slices him a little bit, not enough to kill him, but you just don't see it. It just kind of happens in the blink of an eye. Um, and yeah, he was super fast with it, and so Aki is incapacitated and not able to do anything. So Himeno is on the side because she's injured as well from uh, when Aki used cone, and the whole building just kind of fell apart and everyone got pushed to the side and everything. So she's trying to use her ghost devil, but the ghost devil was like, "I don't want anything to do with that little girl. She's like dangerous." And I don't know how it can sense that about her, but it really didn't want to do anything with her. And so she starts coughing up blood, and at that point she's recognizing that she doesn't have much time left. So she is just like, "You know what, I'll give you everything I got if you give it everything you got." So that makes the ghost devil just kind of like go all out with its power. And you kind of just see the ghost devils like I want to say true form. It has to be. And it just turns into this like all the like that one hand turns into like God knows how many hands, and then it has like this pink like covering, and it has like this gigantic face with long hair and stitches for on its mouth and eyes. Uh, and yeah, it's just really freaky looking. Um, and yeah, that's just, I wasn't expecting it to look like that at all. But yeah, that seems to be the Ghost Devil's true form. Yeah, here's a better picture. Um, yeah, just freaky. Um, yeah, I weird, but unfortunately, um, uh, with all of the power that the Ghost Devil is using, um, Himeno is losing her limbs one by one. So she loses her right arm, then she loses her left arm, and this is whole sad. This last the last 2 minutes were really sad. I'm not even gonna lie. Um, but yeah, she loses her limbs one by one, and then eventually loses her head. And then the girl that's controlling Katana Man, she calls a snake devil and just kind of takes care of the ghost devil, so she can control Katana Man, but also can call the snake devil. Like I want to know more about that. Um, how she can control these two devils, even though Katana Man is neither human nor devil. Somehow she still can control him, or he chooses to work with her. And she has a contract with the Fox Devil. Um, and I forgot to mention that they're all after Denji's heart because the Gun Devil wants Denji's heart. So I'm like, why does the Gun Devil know about Denji? That's what made the Eternity Devil ask about Denji. So I think everything that was kind of related to the Gun Devil knew about Denji and wanted him dead. Because Denji is obviously the only one who can put a stop to it, which is why it's calling out everyone to get rid of him. So it's really weird how they would want to be on the side of the Gun Devil. That's just interesting to me why they would even want that. But yeah, she uses the Snake Devil and chops the head off of the the Ghost Devil. And unfortunately, also not a good ending for Himeno as well. She just totally disappears. We're assuming she died. So yeah, that's unfortunate. If she did, if she'll be back soon, then we'll see what happens for her to come back. But yeah, that was pretty much the episode. A lot of things happened really quickly. So we'll see this Tuesday if I know for sure Makima is coming back. She'll probably, I know the first thing they show is probably going to be her waking back up. I do have the comic, the manga. I just refuse to read it because I really want to be surprised by the episodes. So that's why I'm choosing not to watch it. I'm choosing not to read it. So yeah, I thought I was going to read it after I watched that. I'll probably read it after I watch the episode, but I wasn't gonna read ahead because it is pretty good. So yeah, I wonder how many episodes are left in this season. But yeah, this is probably the most helpless everyone's felt so far. But we'll see how they get through it. And yeah, this will be interesting to see next episode with Katana Man and that little girl who's controlling him. Like, what are their motivations? Besides the Gun Devil wanting Denji, like I felt like there's obvious with Katana Man. There's obviously more to it because that was the dude's he's the grandson of the Yakuza bully man from the first episode. So I need a rematch, or not even a rematch, because Denji didn't even get to fight him. But he can go and he can get taken care of as quickly as possible. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that episode. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, also I got my Pop Funko Hunter x Hunter Hisoka diamond collection. I don't really know what that means, but I'm assuming it's a good thing. I took advantage of my Black Friday deals. Let's just say, I'm always on Hot Topic for stuff. But yeah, so excited to get him. I'm in a different part of the room. I had my Hisoka poster over there up to have in my like in my view so that y'all can see him. But I'll work him into this visual some sort of way. Whether it's him, this one, or the poster, I don't know. We'll see. But I think I'm going to leave it right there. Like I said, I've been very exhausted all week. However, I still really wanted to do this. I know it's late. So if you did tune into this live at all, then I can't thank you enough for waiting patiently, especially if you wanted to tune in since Friday. Like I said, I apologize. It was a very busy, stressful week. Next week will also be pretty stressful as well, work wise. But that's just how life is. And yeah, I'll keep seeing if I can get my friend to come on. Also, my friend just finished her first semester of nursing, so congratulations to her. And yeah, also, actually, today I just finished watching the first season of Spy Family, and I actually like it. My brother did say it was good, and I did watch it. It was unexpectedly funny. Um, so I can't wait to see what happens in season 2. I'm so mad there's only 12 episodes because the last episode did not feel like a finale, unless they're doing it like with Attack on Titan, where um they had like a first few 12, 13 episodes, and then they'll have some more episodes for the next part of the season 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever. So hopefully that's the case, because this doesn't seem like an episode that you kind of just leave off until next time. But what I'm trying to say is, when the next episodes come, I'll be reviewing them, especially because it's still in season 1. So this is great, especially for me and the channel, because I'll be reviewing it. And what I'm most looking forward to, though, is Alice in Borderland, which is coming on December 22nd. And I'm so excited. I've been waiting, 2 years? 2 years? I saw it in like October of 2020, I want to say. I don't know, somewhere around that time. I've been waiting patiently, but I know it's going to be good. I cannot wait. For those of you who know about the story, they're going to be playing for the face cards in the deck, and those are going to be a whole another different beast than the number cards. So I cannot wait to do that. Of course, reviews are happening, definitely happening. I can't wait to talk about Alice in Borderland. I'm so excited. I can't wait. But on that note, thank you for watching and tuning in. My socials are down at the bottom. You can follow me on Facebook at Mel the Scientist. Instagram is Mel _ the Scientist. Twitter is MTS _ Scientist. You can also support my small business, www.mellowsstorybox.com, and I have an array of bracelets, earrings, chokers, resin rings. I make literally every single one of them myself. They're all designed by me. I also have the MTS bracelet, which you saw, and they're all available, all handmade. And yeah, and you also get a handwritten note. You heard everything. But yeah, on that note, I'm going to get out of here. And thank you so much for watching. And thanks for watching the replay if you are watching that. And thanks a bunch. And have a good rest of your night or morning, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, thanks. Peace.